What's up, you guys? Welcome back to 3rd Gen Daily. Today we're going to be doing an upgrade on the 3rd Gen 4Runner. We're going to be doing the Tundra brake upgrade, which means we're going to be getting the bigger calipers, the bigger pads, and I got everything through Power Stop. I got part numbers here, I got part numbers there. I'm going to link them all down below so you guys can check it out yourself if you want to do something similar. So let's take a look at these really quick and get a good idea. Alright guys, here we have the brake pads for the front, and here is the part number again if you guys want to look that up. These are just going to be bigger than the standard 4Runner ones. Again, these are from the Tundra. That's why it's called the Tundra upgrade. Of course, these are a lot bigger, a lot fatter. Right here we have our front rotors. Again, here's the part number for you guys to take a look yourselves. And of course, here is the rotor. I went with slotted and drilled. This thing is thick. Look at that girth on this. And here's our caliper. I went with the beautiful red. I like the red. I like to see the red through the spokes. I did go with the 13WL. You should have a stamp on yours. It'll tell you the spec, specifically like the size of it. 13WL, this is the bigger size. I forget what the other one is, but this is going to be able to have a bigger brake fluid capacity and have better stopping power for the bigger brake pads. Now, I went with the 13WL like I said. However, you have to be careful with this because the 13WL might not fit all 16-inch rims. I currently have 16-inch rims, so I'm going to risk it. But I went with this one because I am going to plan to upgrade to the 17-inch rims, so I'm just pre-planning, but I'm hoping that these are fit my 16s that I have on there. Okay, just now that everything's back and loaded in the truck, really quick, guys, I'm gonna do my best to try to get every angle that I can to record for you guys. However, I want you guys to know that I'm not the best at this. I'm not a professional, but I want to try to be as informative as I can. So if you guys do like the video and want to see more content like this, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment down below, and let's give this a shot, you guys. All right, here we are. There's the brake setup. Right, we got a caliper, pads, brake line. I have the tire off already, of course. I did the other side already, so that way I can babble as least amount as I need to on this side. However, after coming to this side, I came across a problem. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's gonna be an issue to take care of. All right, so first thing we're gonna take care of is gonna be this brake line. Best thing to do is probably gonna be to disconnect from here, this little bracket, so we can be able to move the hose after we disconnect it. I'm just gonna grab a simple 12. Okay, so that's loose, got that out. All right, now that that's loose, we can proceed and remove the brake line, because once we remove that, we can kind of shimmy it up a little bit, hang it up here somewhere. It's gonna be messy. I don't have a plug for it, but if you do this job, make sure you get a specific plug for this so that way it doesn't leak everywhere. I already made a mess. Anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and break this using a trusty number 10. I just realized I'm sitting on a bunch of ants. Hopefully they like brake fluid. Should be right there. We're gonna give it a good pull. And there we go. Now we're gonna remove it from the bracket like I said. Pull it up slightly. And somehow shimmy it to stay. There we go. So that way it's just out of the way. Next thing is gonna be the brake caliper bolts right here. This top one, and then down here is the other one. So you're gonna grab a trusty 17 breaker bar, and we're gonna snap it loose. Oh my gosh, it's been recording the whole time. Damn it. Now that you're exhausted after breaking these bolts, go ahead and break the top one, and then take off this bottom one fully. All right, now that we got these suckers out, we can focus on these pads. I recommend if you do plan on getting bigger tires, heavier wheels, the brakes are definitely the way to go, because these 4Runners, sorry, this is like a pesky little, there we go. These 4Runners came with some pretty weak set of brakes. So if you're gonna go with heavier, especially if you get something for like the front bumper, like if you're gonna get the bumper with the winch and all that, like you're gonna wanna be able to have that stopping power. What you're gonna wanna do next is gonna take out this top pin. Yank that sucker out, just like that. Yank it out, boom, okay. Same for the bottom one. Push it through, pull it out. This bracket, you know, guys are not gonna need this anymore because the new setup is not gonna use them. These brakes should be able to just be pulled out. Actually, it looks like these guys are pretty snug. So we're just gonna yank out the whole caliper since we already took out the back bolts. So we're gonna yank it out. These things might just kind of pop out, but we'll see. If we can do it with one hand. There we go. And these pads weren't bad really at all. I mean, I've had them for a very long time. Makes me wonder if they were even working. Sheesh. Oh no, that's no bueno. All right, next what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this rotor here. The other side gave me a very hard time, so I put WD-40, let it sit for a little while, and that helped out a lot. So we're gonna do the same here. All right, so I had to do it off camera because I cannot do it while holding the camera, but we were able to pound it out. Wasn't that bad actually. There we go. And there we are. Got this rotor off. Actually, at this point, probably should figure this out. We're back. Got the bolt in. I'm gonna tighten it up with this socket, put the vice grip over it, and then we're gonna go ahead and tighten it through. So I got them lined up here, and you can see that there is quite an extra amount over here. What that actually means is that we're gonna have to cut right here. So what I did on this side is I cut pretty much right in front of this hole here. So right there, from there, like a pizza slice, right? There you go, mark it with my nail, just like that. And then same down here, you probably cut just slightly in front of it. I just used some snips, just cut right through. So that's what we're gonna do, because if not, the calipers won't fit. They'll be hitting this top and bottom. There you go. This side off. Now time to do the bottom. There we go. Yep, that'll do. Not the straightest, but it's fine. Next, what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna get some just light sandpaper. We're gonna sand this off because it comes with a film, and you wanna take that film off as much as you can. Nothing too crazy, you know. We're not trying to make anything new grooves, no new slots. Just take off some of this film, and make sure you do the back side as well. You're gonna put 2 bolts on to make sure it's pressed up against the back. Make sure it's nice and flat. Now we're gonna go ahead and bring over our caliper, and we're gonna try to shimmy it in here. Again, with one hand it's very difficult, but just to check the fitment, you might need to cut a little more there. Down here is fine. Once you have it lined up, go ahead and hand tighten the bolts just to get it on there. Just like that. We're gonna hand tighten these bad boys down before we move on to the ratchet. These do have torque specs. I will link it in the description down below. All right, once that's bolted down, you're gonna grab your brakes here, grab your bag of goodies right here, your clips, your pins, and then you're gonna grab your included brake lube. Go ahead and slap some on here. Sweet, now they're coated. All right, then what we're gonna do is this pad right here has a little metal bracket that's on the end there. I don't know what they call it. I call it the crier thing. It's the whiner, right? So when it gets too low, this is what scrapes and makes that screechy noise to let you know that your brakes are low. So I always put this on the inside because I'd rather it scratch up the backside. Slides right in, perfect. All right, then you grab your other one, do the same for this side. Hopefully we get lucky, and looks like we did. Now on the other side, I could not slide them in because the pistons were sticking out slightly and they were making contact, or not big enough gap for it to slide in. So what I had to do is grab the old pad. In that case, you grab the old pad, put it in here, and you just put it in like halfway like this, and you just pull back towards you to push those pistons in as much as you can. That's how I did it. I'm not a professional, but that's how I did it. Now we're gonna grab our pins and our clip, We're gonna go ahead and slide this guy through. Now this goes inside of here, but while it goes inside of there, so it's gonna slide into this caliper hole across to that caliper hole, which then goes into the other side of the caliper. But throughout the whole thing, you need to let the piston run through these loops. The way this bracket goes is, if you can see, let me hold it a better way. You can see it's got the tongue sticking out, right? So it doesn't go like this, where the tongue is sticking inwards, it's sticking out. The center part is what I'm talking about, as is the tongue. So the tongue is sticking out. All right, just like this. Gotta raise this up a little bit. There you go. Make sure it goes within the clip and the hole. Line that up, just like that. There you go. Cool. These little tails here, they have to fit inside of these holes here. There's this one and there's this one. So we're gonna move this down, kind of like in the area that we want, where it's easy to just press it up. Push up to hopefully catch it inside there. There you go, just like that. And then there's these wings here. These little wings here, you're gonna wanna pull them. You're gonna pull this tongue down a little bit. You're gonna wanna pull them out because they need to sit on top. So you're gonna wanna just really scrape it out, just pull it out of there, just like that. And this one too, just like, let me see if I can get an angle here, just like this, just like that. Cool. These little cotter pins, please do not forget these, because then your little piston thing here will slide out. It's got these little notches here, this little hole right there. You just slide that in there, just like that. Easy to push in with your thumb. Give it a twist. Once you have that all buttoned up, that's it, you're good to go. All you gotta do is put your brake line back in, tire back on, and you're solid. It'll look like this. This would be the finished product. Look at that, looks super clean. Don't like the tires, don't like the wheel, but don't worry, that'll be changing soon. I'll reveal that in a different video. But for now, the rears are my last thing I need to do, but I'm too tired for the day, so I will attack these in another video. In conclusion, I am in love with these brakes. I've been driving around for like about 3 days with them, stopping with them, braking with them, slowing down with them. They feel great. It's a little windy, guys. Sorry if you guys can hear all that. I highly recommend everyone do this upgrade, especially if you're planning on getting bigger tires and bigger wheels, or heavier wheels, I should say. Any kind of modifications like a winch in the front, or even like a tire setup in the back door. Any kind of modification that's going to be adding a lot of weight, I highly recommend getting the Tundra brake upgrade. It's really easy to do. Very little cutting that you have to do, as you saw with the heat shield to the dustpan. So that's all I got for this video, you guys. I hope it was informative. Again, I'm not used to doing videos like this, but if you guys did enjoy it and want to see more content like it, please leave a like and a comment down below, and please don't forget to subscribe. Bye, guys.